Cameron Palmer here with Caleb Hewitt. A huge shutout win over a good opponent in Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. Talk about just tonight and what this week was like at practice.
Yeah, I mean, we prepped well. I think that win versus Riverside really got us going, and I think our mojo's really back. And yeah, just moving on.
You scored a touchdown tonight. You got one kind of early on, a part of that big first half for you guys offensively. How big was that to start off hot in the first half and keep it rolling in the second?
Yeah, I think no penalties really helped throughout the game, and just moving the ball and getting creative with our play call and stuff like that. And just open things up.
Well, you guys are likely going to face Geneva next Friday. They're a top team in Division III. How are you guys going to try and not get too complacent and keep your heads level moving into next week?
They're a top 10 team in the state, ranked the top 10 team in the state. So, we know we're going to aspire and it should be a good game.
Thank you. Cameron Palmer here with Will Francis. Well, first, you're a man of the people, signing autographs this week and last week. Talk about kind of the experience every week, kind of being the man after every game.
Just love this place, man. It's such a special community. Man, he the GOAT. It's the GOAT quarterback. That's quarterback NEO. Such a special community we all grew up in, and it's a little sad being our last home game, but just love giving back and helping the kids. They look up to it.
Well, you mentioned this being your final home game as a Hilltopper. Also, likely, you get the team to Week 12 in your first year as a starting quarterback. How big was that for you this season as a whole?
Good. I mean, the goal is always to make a deep playoff run, and I think with each week we're gaining more confidence and we're looking good.
And one last question: you got a tough opponent on the horizon next week in Geneva. Yeah. How are you guys going to stay cool, calm, and collected, and not get too high or too low on yourselves?
I mean, you can't fear anyone. Looking at our schedule, we play a tough schedule. We're ready for big games, and teams got to just play confident.
Thank you. Cameron Palmer here with Vinny, Colombi. First, that offensive line was key for you guys tonight. Every time you were running the ball, it looked like you had a big hole to run through. How big was that for you tonight and just this whole season?
They're just working hard. Everyone works hard and everyone blocks hard. So we're going to carry the momentum to next week and keep going.
You scored 2 touchdowns tonight, a part of a big first and second half. How good was this offensive performance for you guys as a team to take into next week against Geneva?
It was good. It was good motivating for us to keep on going the next couple of weeks, and we just strong up there. Everyone's strong.
And then talk about just kind of this season as a whole. It's been a long, hard season. You guys have faced a lot of good opponents. How did that prepare you for tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we were in tough battles, fourth quarter battles, late in the game, which prepared us to, we can overcome whatever is coming at us. So it definitely helps us a lot.
Thank you. Cameron Palmer here with Coach Mitch Hewitt. First, talk about that defensive effort tonight. A shutout of CVCA. What was kind of the game plan coming in? How big was that for you guys?
It's a fast, physical defense. A lot of parts and pieces moving in. Great game plan, great execution. We just talked about putting our brand of football on a team that hasn't played us before. We love playing Riversides and rivalry games, but there's something unique about playing a team that hasn't experienced what we think is sort of unique here, and that's a fast, physical football team.
And it seems like you'll have that challenge next week when you will travel to Geneva in the next round of the playoffs. Just kind of what challenges do you think are going to be coming with playing a newer team to you?
Well, we're going to have to play above and beyond. I mean, that's a state-ranked team. They're 9-1 for a reason. They're number 2 in the region for a reason. We're going to have to execute and play at a very high level if we want to compete with them. And our guys know that because you don't end up number 2 in Region 9 if you're not really good. And they're a fast, physical football team, and they've been shutting people out, and they've been scoring a lot of points, so we're going to have our hands full.
And then just kind of talk about how you were able to kind of get the penalties limited. You guys only finished with 2 to 3 penalties after a season being plagued by them. How key was that this week in practice?
Easily our lightest flag performance, but I would also say you get the playoff officials, and they call less flags. It's one of those things that, at least in our experience, the further you advance in playoff football, the less flags you see. And I think that's the quality of football, and I think the officials tend to be less involved.
And that offense was potent tonight. You got a lot of guys involved. How key was that in the victory?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things we're hanging our hats on, right? We don't have a bunch of 1,000-yard rushers, or we don't have a 2,000-yard back, but we got 5 guys that can go coast to coast. And there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of things you got to keep your eyes on for sure.
Thank you.